Alright, I was just randomly talking in stream about the new cross reveal, and I felt like I had a lot more to say about it than I thought. So Kagero got his new Overlord revealed, and it's Dragonic Overlord the cross, and the card is good. The card's really good, but a lot of people are, saying stuff like, whoa, this card is like super broken, SSS, like, it's tier 0, beats everything, beats Revon, beats MLB, beats Vanquisher, like, beats every Force matchup. And like, I think the card and the support is super good, but it's in no way like crazy broken. I think it's just like good. But the reason why is because like, yes, you now have the confirmed restand, because in the past, last year when the end came out, what the end did, and I was pretty lucky because I was living in Japan for a month for summer school in a university in Tokyo, during the time like right after that set came out. And like after the DP set came out, or was that the same set? That was the same set, I think. Or yeah. But anyway, and so like I got to play against the end quite a lot during that time, and it was interesting because it literally just goes ride the end, get force 2, use Decat to like do the guard restrict, and you basically just like get to swing. But then it's like you get to swing, and like sure, if your opponent doesn't have like the raw shield value or the PGs in hand, they just fold because you get like 3 swings potentially, but not on first ride. You get 2 swings on first ride, basically, with a Force 2 and the Decat and is strong. But it's like, at the end of that, you had to discard 3 for the restand, you lost drive checks, and then on top of that, like, you basically have to, like, commit so much for that turn going in, that if you don't, you just kind of, like, get slapped and, like, it wasn't that strong. That's part of the reason why Blade Master had more results than the end last year. Because the Blade Master, while it just could sure, it just makes a vision token and just gets extra drive checks on like another attack. But the best thing about it was that it was a field wipe. It's like the field wipe is good. And so like right now, yes. The old Blade Master and the new Blade Master both have field wipes. So it was like strong because of that, because there's like some decks where like if you field wipe them, they struggle so much to come back, and then you can just take that tempo to like win the next turn. And now we're kind of in the same field where they're supporting both Blade Master and the end and the cross, I guess, at the same time. But the cross is like, it does some soft plussing here and there, but keep in mind, even if you copy the end's effect with the cross, you're still doing the discard cost, and even if you do have the restand and like with the Force 2 and everything, like, you're not that insane. It's still kind of the same thing as the end, just a bit better. Like, you don't drop to 0 drive checks anymore, and you can do the triple restand on first grade 3 turn. So it's like really nice. It's really nice with, yeah, exactly. It's super good with tempo. It's really good with tempo, and that's why it's really good. And the thing is that one of the big reasons why I think one of the big problems that the end had was that it had like some searchers, it had some like soft plussing. So it had Berserk Dragon that draws you a card if you ride it, and then you had Airmo that kind of refunds you a card, and then Sable Dragon you kind of refunds you a card, but they're like 1-for-1s. They're not like big pluses, Then you had a Dragon Armored Full Armor Buster, or whatever he was called, that also like searched you an Overlord, which was like cool. That's a +2. But like, you needed to do all of that just to do the actual play. Whereas now you get those pieces, and on top of that, they give you a Searcher with Igni Road, which is sweet. Like, Igni Road is a nice one because he's a powerful rearguard on his own, and on top of that, he searches you, and it doesn't like cost anything. So it's like a free search, no Soul Blast, no nothing. So, oh yeah, also, DFab also retires. That's a good point. But then they also, like, to me, what's cool about the new Kagero support is that they got Torrid Cannon Dragon, which is like literally an amazing card after we saw the cross, because it's like, what, you pop a rearguard, and then if you have 4 or less cards in hand, which you're always regarded as 0, you draw a card. So it's like yet another card that does like pop and draw. So the more pop and draws you have, pop and search, pop and draw, it's really, really good. So I think the deck will be nice. It's gonna have strong rearguard columns. It's gonna have like a very threatening and powerful like mid column, thanks to the end. I mean, thanks to the cross and the end combining. But it's like, it's not gonna be, I don't think, I personally, like, I'll happily be wrong. Like, we're gonna get this set release, I think, next week in Japan. If I'm not mistaken, Silverdust Blaze, let's see. It's releasing, yeah, June 19th. Literally next week, it releases in Japan. And, like, we're gonna see, maybe, like, we're gonna get a bunch of the end and like the cross results, because locals are back in Japan. Card shops, like Japan is off of quarantine, and you know, tournaments are back, results are back, and so the cross might just become like, you know, the next big thing. But keep in mind that you also need to consider that when a deck tops a lot, it's not just because it's amazing or it's like super strong, it's also because it's popular. So like, we might see a bunch of the cross results with like slightly suboptimal lists maybe, but at the same time it's like, is it because it's an amazing deck? Or is it just because like you look at tournament statistics and it's like 60% of the decks are the cross, you know? So we're gonna see, it's gonna be interesting. I think people looking at the new set, like I'm gonna have a video up, literally just talking about like every single DP card in the set. Normally I would do like a countdown thing where like every week I go over the revealed DP cards. I did that for the last 2 sets, but this set I'm just gonna do like one video talking about all the DP cards revealed. But like the thing is with the set is that you have other really strong contenders. Like OTT is the one that feels a bit iffy, where like Ichikishima hasn't been revealed as at the time of making this video, but she could easily like just turn everything upside down. But yeah, so thing is, like with this new set release, like DP is the most iffy one. Like OTT feels iffy right now because we haven't seen Ichikishima yet, and in standard, like Susanoo is amazing, and Amaterasu is amazing, but is that enough? The problem with OTT right now that we were talking with my team is that they don't build columns well enough. Their rear guards aren't powerful enough to actually like pressure the opponent enough to actually get a win in. So it's kind of like the DP problem, where it's like you have a strong middle column, but then your sides aren't as strong. But then DP in standard fixed that pretty quickly because they gave us Platinum Ace, and then now you have threatening entire field. So OTT feels a bit iffy. DP I think will be fine, not so much because of Gallop, because Gallop feels iffy for sure. That's going to be like, I'm going to talk about that a lot in the video. But Gallop is also salvageable. There's people like experimenting with Miracle Beauty as a build, which is pretty interesting. But I think the better build will be just Dieliner, Great Dayusha, and Blad Black, because Blad is so good. He's literally like what should have been the VR for DP. That card literally fixes DP's worst issue, which is that going second, riding Dieliner just doesn't do as much. Like, all you do is search, get a crit, get some power, and then you gotta still like play out your hand and like try to pressure them somehow before you go for your Great Dayusha next turn. So like, going first, it's always great because you ride your Dieliner, you get yourself a grade 3, you get the crit. Your opponent's still in grade 2, so you can kind of bash them. If they take it, they just take crits, you know, and die sometimes. I've won games on grade 3 on turn 3 with Dieliner going first. But now you can go Blad Black, search with you can do like Blad Black, swing, search, and then just rewrite Great Dayusha on the same turn of your grade 3 turn with a bunch of force 2s, big power columns, like just whew. There's even a play you can do where apparently it's pretty nuts. You can do like, because Blad Black and Great Dayusha go on standby at the same time if you pass turn on Blad Black. And so you can resolve Blad and Great Dayusha. So basically Blad, like Great Dayusha resolves first, rides itself, you get your extra force marker, you get the extra power in the front row, and then Blad resolves, gives you Gallop on Vanguard, and then you can put Gallop down with 30k, which is actually pretty sick play, but then goes through quite a lot of resources. Or well, I don't know if it really goes through that many resources. It's a deck that's worth testing, because it's a cool play. But so DP has these options, but I think it's like Blad, literally Blad carrying the clan. But then this clan, like the same clan, literally Overlord comes in, and people are really sleeping on Overlord, I think. Like, not Overlord, on Blade Master. Blade Master comes in, people are sleeping on it, and Blade Master is like just great. Like Blade Master, the new one, is just a faster version of the old one. It has the field pop, it has the vision token, it has really cool support, and like the new grade 2s and 1s that like recycle your Doha Gyarans are spicy, they're great, it's what the deck needed. And I think that like the deck got results last year when people were underestimating it. I think we're gonna see the exact same thing this year, where they basically are just gonna, you know, tear up so many matchups because there's so many decks that can't really deal with the full field, or like losing their full field. The only thing is that MLB is like the most popular deck right now in standard in Japan, and they always end their field up with 3 rear guards. So there, the Blade Master retire doesn't feel as relevant. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But I think it's still gonna be relevant enough. And then finally, Messiahs. To me, Messiahs are like the strongest thing coming out of VBT08. Like, Messiahs just look super good. They literally, Alter Ego is just super strong. The new Grade 2s and 1s are super strong, and it's such a good deck that just tempos a lot. I mean, it has a good amount of plussing, has like good multi-attacks as well. Like, it's just very, very strong. Like, Messiahs now just have so many plays they can make. The Grade 4 is like super buff and like powerful, and so I think it's going to be really, really strong. So I think, like, yes, the Cross is good, but look at what it has to compete with, and then MLB on top of that. So we're going to see, because I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's not going to be like super clear on what the meta will be in Standard after this, but I'm personally really excited about it. I don't think I've been as excited about Standard as I have been like this last month in ages. Like, it's already been fun with like the next stage coming out, but then with the Silverdust Blaze set coming out, Standard's going to be super fun. I'm really, really excited about it. So if you're not playing TCG Vanguard, I'm going to have a video on how you can get into it, because there's a lot of different paths you can take, and TCG Vanguard is, in my opinion, really peak. It's really, really fun and really worth it. So if you're enjoying Zero right now, you should take a look at it.